You might have seen crocodile leather on Hermes bags or Gucci belts, but do you know what lies beneath that polished skin? It's not just an animal, it's an entire underground industry powered by temperature control, enzymes, cold chain logistics, and morally complex decisions. Crocodiles, creatures that terrified humans for millions of years, are now being farmed industrially. They live in high-tech enclosures, eat custom feed, and are tracked at every stage of growth with thermal sensors. Why? Because a single pristine crocodile hide can sell for up to $10,000, and each well-raised croc becomes a living money-printing machine. Today's story takes you deep into a world few ever witness, from eggs incubated to determine gender, to slaughter methods designed to eliminate suffering from centuries-old Arabic tanning techniques, to luxury dishes served in elite Asian restaurants. You'll see that crocodiles are no longer just swamp predators. They've become icons of transformation, from wild instinct to the pinnacle of luxury. Don't look away, because what follows will reveal how humans aren't hunting crocodiles into extinction, but taming them with science, strategy, and an unrelenting hunger for profit. Imagine standing at the edge of a still tropical lagoon. Suddenly, a pair of eyes surfaces. No sound, no ripple, just a single moment of carelessness, and the prey is gone forever. That's the saltwater crocodile, Crocodilus porosus, an ancient killer that survived the extinction of the dinosaurs. But today, instead of lurking in murky swamps, it lies inside monitored enclosures, tagged with growth-tracking microchips, and fed imported frozen chicken. Why would humans do this? Because a single flawless crocodile hide, if it meets luxury standards, can be worth between $3,000 and $10,000. These skins become six-figure Birkin bags, custom shoes for the ultra-wealthy, and even watch straps worth more than a car. But the value doesn't stop at the skin. Crocodile meat, high in protein and low in fat, is a delicacy in upscale restaurants across Thailand, China, and Singapore. The bones, blood, and liver are used in supplements, cosmetics, and modern Eastern medicine. It's no exaggeration. A properly farmed crocodile is a mobile treasure chest. But to unlock that wealth, we have to start from the very beginning, with the eggs. When the faint chirp-chirp sound comes from inside the egg, it's the moment the technicians have been waiting for. 80 days in the making. Each hatchling, barely 30 centimeters long and light as a plastic bottle, is carefully moved from the incubator to the nursery, the daycare for future killers. Here, every detail is controlled. Temperature, lighting, water flow, even ambient sound. They're raised in small groups to prevent fights and fed a daily diet of minced chicken, small fish, and specialized nutrient pellets. After about 6 months, once their bodies become leaner, their skin thickens, and they stretch close to a meter in length, these teen crocs are transferred to the most critical phase, the fattening farm. But don't be fooled, it's not about stuffing them non-stop. In this phase, crocodiles eat only 2 to 3 times a week. Their food is high in protein but strictly measured, no more than 10% of their body weight per day. The reason is simple. Overfeeding leads to fat buildup, which damages the skin, and one flawed hide could cost thousands of dollars. Another crucial detail, even captive-born crocodiles retain wild instincts. Cramped conditions can lead to fights, and silence can trigger stress. So crocodile farming isn't just about feeding. It's a delicate balance of keeping them growing fast without losing their minds. And after 2 to 3 years of precise care, when their bodies are full-grown, strong, and their scale patterns perfectly formed, the journey ends. The crocodile is now ready for the final stage, slaughter, where years of effort are turned into pure value. After more than 2 years of strict controlled care, each crocodile has now reached prime condition, over 2 meters long, weighing more than 200 kilos, with flawless skin, smooth scales, and no imperfections. But turning that potential into actual value requires one final step: slaughter. It may sound brutal, but in the industrial crocodile world, slaughter is a form of craftsmanship where speed, precision, and ethics must coexist. It all begins with silence. No flashing lights, no sudden noises, no shouting. Just the crocodile, resting in a soundproof pen under soft lighting, because if it panics and thrashes, one violent tail whip could tear the back or rip scales and instantly destroy the value of the hide. To prevent that, the animal is briefly anesthetized, sometimes with a mild electric current, a blow to the head, or a brain needle, depending on the farm and technique. The goal is singular: unconsciousness without pain or reaction. Once calm, a technician steps in, working swiftly, muzzle secured, limbs restrained, then a precise cut to the carotid artery. Blood drains quickly. The crocodile dies in under a minute, without struggle, without sound, without pain. At major farms in Thailand or South Africa, slaughter takes place inside sterile rooms, cleaner than food labs. There's no smell of blood, only the scent of total control. Because here, every hide isn't just raw material. It's the end result of 2 years of care, of exacting technique, and a production philosophy built on one rule: never let fear ruin value. Once the crocodile has been successfully slaughtered, nearly all of its value, quite literally, rests in its hide. And from this point on, every single move will determine one thing: will this become a $1,000 fashion product or a ruined piece of leather? Discarded from the start, skinning a crocodile is unlike any other animal. There's no dorsal slice, no horizontal cut. Instead, it's done from the belly up, a method known as the belly cut. Why? Because the belly holds the smoothest, softest, most symmetrical scales. The part used to craft luxury handbags, wallets, and high-end watch straps. One misplaced incision, and the entire hide drops in grade. Once removed, the skin is gently washed with low-pressure cold water, then sent through a meticulous cleaning phase, removing every trace of fat, muscle, and residual tissue. Even a tiny bit of leftover fat can cause mold, discoloration, or rot during the tanning process. Depending on transport conditions, the skin is either salted for 24 hours or deep frozen at Bayertepulatump for preservation. Before leaving the farm, each hide is graded. Inspectors check for scratches, measure the scale pattern, test thickness, and sort the hides into categories, from commercial grade to fashion grade. And at the top, the rarest tier, premium grade, completely flawless. And from here, the journey is far from over. Because to become a symbol of true luxury, that hide must undergo its next transformation, the ancient, intricate process known as tanning. A crocodile hide, freshly skinned and prepped, looks nothing like luxury. It resembles a piece of dried meat, wrinkled, rough, and dull. No shine, no softness, no scent of sophistication, just raw, unshaped material. But in the hands of master tanners, it transforms. and that transformation begins in a place few outsiders ever see. First, the hide is soaked in vats filled with natural enzymes and mineral salts, a process that lasts for hours, softening every fiber and removing all residual fat and dead cells. Every microscopic detail matters. Even a tiny rough patch can ruin the final value. Once fully cleaned, the hide enters the tanning phase, the step that determines durability and flexibility. Some opt for vegetable tanning, which preserves natural tones and that earthy scent of heritage. Others choose chrome tanning, prized for flexibility and water resistance. Each method holds its own secrets, many passed down through generations. Then comes dyeing, the moment the hide takes on its identity. Some go jet black, sleek and timeless, others shimmer in antique bronze. Some are dyed in ombre fades from root to edge, like a living canvas. What was once a swamp creature's skin is now destined to become a $30,000 handbag. No longer just animal remains. This is now a symbol of luxury, craftsmanship, and human vision. Once the hide is packed and sent for tanning, the rest of the crocodile still holds immense value. In today's modern farms, nothing goes to waste. First comes the meat. The most prized cut is the tail, where the muscles work hardest, producing firm, low-fat flesh with a mild sweetness and a texture reminiscent of chicken. In Thailand, Singapore, and China, crocodile meat isn't just a delicacy. It's a symbol of novelty and nutrition. After slaughter, the meat is carefully segmented, thoroughly cleaned, vacuum sealed, and flash frozen at 35 Tuisan to lock in freshness. Processing standards often match those of premium beef, qualifying it for export to markets like Japan, South Korea, and the European Union. Next come the bones, blood, and organs. Crocodile bones are ground into fine powder for collagen supplements, bone health formulas, or even high-end pet food. The blood, rich in protein, is used in medicinal tonics and traditional Eastern remedies. The liver, gallbladder, and fat all find buyers used in cosmetics, oils, and liver supplements. When you look closely, one thing becomes clear. A crocodile is no longer just a wild animal. It's a high-value biological resource, harvested with precision, processed with purpose, and utilized almost entirely. The crocodile was once a symbol of the wild, of danger, of a primordial world where strength was the only law. But the most astonishing thing about this animal isn't its jaws or its armored skin. It's how humans have learned to live with it and harvest its value intelligently. Just a few decades ago, crocodiles were hunted to the brink of extinction. People killed them for their hides, mounted their heads as trophies, or simply out of fear. From hatchery sensors to high-fashion runways, the journey of the crocodile reveals a world of precision, ethics, and innovation few ever see. This isn't just about leather. It's about how tradition and technology evolve together in today's agriculture. If this story sparked your curiosity or taught you something new, consider this. A like, a share, or a subscribe isn't just feedback. It's encouragement. It quietly tells us, keep going, tell more. So if you'd like to see more stories crafted with care and curiosity, don't hesitate to gift us that small gesture. It truly fuels the next video.